If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. So Dark Horizons had a really good article talking about Henry Cavill and his potential of maybe being James Bond in the future. The article starts off, it says, 15 years ago, the choice for the new James Bond came down to three men: Daniel Craig, Henry Cavill, and Sam Worthington. Craig, then 37, was considered the front runner for the part and ultimately got it. Now, I didn't realize that Henry Cavill was up for James Bond back then. And Sam Worthington, I know he was hot there for a minute, but I don't know if he's had, the star power to pull off actually being James Bond. Although Daniel Craig, other than Layer Cake and a couple of other movies, he wasn't really a household name as well either, but he really took that role to the next level. So Cavill, a young and upcomer from the likes of Tristan, I haven't seen that film, The Count of Monte Cristo. I haven't seen that one either. Reportedly highly impressed at his audition. The trouble was he was only 22 at the time, and he was deemed far too young to play a character to have reached the status of commander in the Royal Navy before graduating to the Secret Service. After passing, he went on to join the cast of Showtime's The Tudors, where he and Natalie Dormer both launched successful careers. Very true. Cut to Craig's final outing in the role with No Time to Die hitting cinemas shortly, or maybe not. But the actor is done with the part, and so the producers have turned to look at what comes next. Now, Cavill, now perfect for the role at age 37, with a much more substantial film and TV catalog. I mean, obviously, between The Witcher and Superman, and Man from U.N.C.L.E. wasn't that big of a hit, and he's had some other good straight-to-DVD films. He's got a career now, a big career compared to what he was at 22 years old. He recently spoke to GQ magazine and confirms he's still very interested in taking on the role. If Barbara and Mike were interested in that, I would absolutely jump at the opportunity. At this stage, it's all up in the air. We'll see what happens. But yes, I would love to play Bond. It would be very, very exciting. Now, everything's still kind of up in the air with Superman. We've heard lots of different stories. Lots of different outfits have been reporting he signed a 6-picture deal with 3 of them being cameos, but nothing's really hit the trades concrete that says he is Superman. He's going to get a whole new trilogy of this, that, and the other. And so I don't know. He's got the time right now if they wanted to squeeze in another James Bond film, but they got to let this other one make the money first before they start gallivanting around the world making another one. The closest Cavill has come to showing off his spy skills was in Guy Ritchie's The Man from U.N.C.L.E., where he received good notices for his work. Cavill's Superman commitments look highly uncertain in the near future, which leaves the door open for the Bond opportunity. The actor is currently shooting the 2nd season of The Witcher, for Netflix. No Time to Die, arguably the only major film set to be released theatrically before Christmas, arrives in November. Great article. Great getting that quote out of GQ magazine. That's pretty cool, man. I mean, if he's up for the role, I would love to see him do it. The only issue I have, I'll pop up some pictures here of Henry Cavill. He's a beast. He is huge. And he keeps working out to get larger. And maybe that's because he's going to have to go up against Black Adam, and Dwayne is no small guy. And so here's the question, Daniel Craig is like a slender Bond. If you look at all the James Bond, whether it be Roger Moore, whether it be Sean Connery, whether it be Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, all these guys were always just like the average looking guy. They were a little ripped and all that stuff, but the bottom line was, as secret agents, they needed to kind of blend in to society and not, it's like when you see Arnold Schwarzenegger walking down the street in his prime, he was a beast. And so it was hard to put him in movies at that time other than Conan and things like that, because it's like a type. Well, if Henry Cavill keeps working out and getting massive the way he is, you know, can he really blend in to being a secret agent that could be anyone walking in a crowd? I don't know. And does he have the chops like Christian Bale to put on bulk and then rip it all off and be an average guy and then put it all back on if he had to? Sure, he's young enough at 37, but you look at Hugh Jackman. He got tired of doing all that stuff, eating egg whites for six months out of the year to be Wolverine, and then having to dehydrate yourself in order to rip up for those scenes. It's a lot on the body. So, you know, Henry Cavill would have to make serious decisions about what he wants to do going forward. And even Christian Bale said he's done doing the putting on weight, dropping weight, ripping up, getting fat. Like, a lot of people are done doing that because obviously, you know, you can put on a fat suit if you needed to, you know, like they did in Avengers Endgame with Thor, and you could buy that. But I don't know, man. Like, I think if Henry Cavill leaned down, he could totally do it. After Mission Impossible, the action that he did in that and the fight scenes, I could see him as Bond without a problem. Although I do like him as a bad guy. I did like him as a bad guy in Mission Impossible. What do you guys think? Henry Cavill, James Bond, the next in line, or should they get a fresh new face no one's seen before that doesn't have a big price tag? Let's talk about it in the comments section. We'll see you on the next one.